Hey there, people. It is, what the hell day is it? It is Sunday, October 20th, 2024. Welcome to the Sunday Night Stumbles. I see John Nicholson in the house. Jeanette Morales. Jennifer Gala is here. Susan's here. Who's Jack? Kathleen Doss. Anthony, Uncle Buck. Whitby Dude. Skywalkin. Michael Mills. Jacques Cam Gertej. Karen. Marge. Wesley. Vivian Johnson. Pine Soul, Who's Job, Brett Mallon, Johnny B, Boom Productions, Maxim, Drew Colston. All right, I'm probably reading a lot of your names multiple times. Johnny B says my dog does zoomies to the intro. Awesome. Well, that's better than your dog twerking to the intro. YVR 2002 says hello, Johnny. Josh Medrano, Dirt Weedern, Donkey Balls is here. Jollykins, John Burke. Mike T, there's no way that October is already more than half over. It's 2/3 of the way over, pretty much. Billy Stefanko is here. By the way, Johnny, did you fix your DJI situation from yesterday? Did I see Trump at McDonald's? I'll answer those questions and more coming up as soon as we crack open a beverage. But given that I had myself a drink on Friday night and then multiple drinks last night, I went to a bar called Farside. If you were watching my live stream yesterday on the Johnny Stumbles channel or Johnny Strides channel, I ended up taking a lift to East Chinatown where I had a quick bite to eat, and then I joined some friends for a few adult beverages. So we're going to be a good little boy tonight and have a bubbly sparkling water grapefruit. So I've heard it's bad luck to cheers a non-alcoholic beverage, but fuck that. Cheers to you guys. T-Shots, $20. I believe your name is Tara, correct? Hi, Johnny. I hope you don't think I copied you with today's video. That's never been my intention. My channel was, of course, inspired by you, Ken, and Action Kid. I continue to strive and develop my own style. Cheers to an OG. Tara, thank you so much for the $20 and the support. We'll have to bump into each other at some point when we're out on the streets. But there's no such thing as copying unless you like literally do exactly the same thing word for word. Like Toronto, I don't even like, what was your video today? We can take a look. Let me pull up this here. T-Shots. Toronto's strange failing malls. How? No. I mean, you did a that's not even remotely the same. And even if you do the same thing, so what? Like, I've noticed lots of people do the same kind of video over and over again when it's just, there's been times where me and Ken have released like almost the same video back to back. Actually, it happened last week where I think I recorded my video a day before him, but he uploaded his first, but there was no
Johnny.
way.
I hope you don't think I copied you with today's video. That's never been my intention. My channel was, of course, inspired by you, Ken, and Ak, but I continue to strive to develop my own style. Cheers to an OG.
Yeah, I think I recorded mine before Ken, but he uploaded his first, and it's not like we talk and coordinate these things. There's no way to know, right? So, hey, never ever feel sorry for doing something right before or right after. I've had people apologize because they were going live when I went live, and it's like, who cares? Do your own thing, right? Like, you go through all that effort, right? You plan or research a video, you get your camera ready, you go out, and you're not gonna go live because someone else is going live? Like, just do your thing and don't worry what other people are doing. And most importantly, in the world of YouTube, don't worry what other people think, right? It's just be, I'm not gonna pronounce that word correctly. Just be yourself, and I'm sure you have your fans. Skywalkin says the voice can recognize commas, but it can't recognize AK. It read AK. Chris Mills is here. Hello, Chris Mills. Jellybean says hi. Let me go up. There was another question I wanted to answer. Johnny, October 2027 is incorrect. It's 2024 in your YouTube description, Michael Nguyen says. Is 24 in your YouTube. Live on Sunday, October 20th, 2027. I put, yes, this is from the future. I'm making fun of the fact that sometimes I put the wrong date on here by mistake, and then people always fill up the comments telling me I put the wrong date, so I kind of intentionally did it. Shagufta Afrin says, I saw you at Metro, but couldn't say hi. Oh, yeah, I went to Metro today. I bought some milk. I bought some frozen fruit. I bought some bananas. You know, next time, say hi. As soon as I went in Metro, I saw this really scruffy looking guy holding bananas. And then he went and got himself like a drink from the fridge where all the pre-made food is. And I told myself, there's no way this guy is paying. And sure enough, he like bolted and like hopped over the gates that only open one way when you at the entrance. And he ran out of there. And nobody batted an eyelash. Like no one, like there was employees who just saw that and then just looked the other way and went back to work. So that was interesting. Jellybean says, please put your list in my list of what in the description? My description has live stream chat rules. No racist, sexist, homophobic, or hateful remarks. Be respectful to others. No spamming, promoting, sharing links. Okay. What else is there to go in the list? Or what else is there to do? The list is the list. Do you use YouTube dark mode? Of course, I am not a savage. 50% of you said you do. 50% of you don't know what it is. Jennifer Galla, there was a security guard, but he was like somewhere else in the store. I don't know. Donkey Ball says Johnny did too many edibles. He thought it was... I intentionally made that mistake. Oh, groceries? I don't know. I don't make lists. Oh, someone asked me how my DJI Pocket 3 is faring. Yeah, sometimes I live stream with this. I actually much prefer live streaming with this over my smartphone. It's just, I just like it so much better, and you draw so much less attention to yourself when you do it. But yesterday, the gimbal went absolutely haywire on a stream. And it was like kind of like bouncing all over the place, Walking Man dude style. And I turned the camera off. I turned it back on. It kept doing it. I switched over and I just did the live stream with the phone the rest of the way. But later that night, the phone or the DJI was just working. I recalibrated the gimbal today and it's working, but I'm not going to use this one anymore. This DJI Pocket 3 is going to be retired. I've got my other one here. I've already got a new one on order. So yeah, goodbye for this one. It is the end of its useful service life. Maybe we'll take the battery off for the last time. I just can't risk it. What I might do actually is I might use this one for like snowstorms and like when it rains really heavily and that type of thing. I did this with my Pocket 2s when I had one that started to get a little shitty. I just made it my bad weather camera. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. I still don't know if I can trust it, but if I'm going out in bad weather, I'll probably have like a backup camera in my backpack anyways. So yeah, goodbye Pocket 3. It was nice not using you. You should start a GoFundMe for your DJI's recovery. Hey, man, it's a cost of doing business. And the thing... Uh-oh, I don't remember which one is which. I can figure that out. It's a cost of doing business for me. And the thing is, I literally use these things for, like, on average, 45 minutes to an hour every day for a year since this thing came out. Well, I've been splitting use between the two. That is more than most people will ever use their camera for in a lifetime, right? So if I kill the camera within a year, that doesn't mean it's like shitty quality, or that doesn't mean it's like a bad product. It's just like these things probably weren't. It's like buying a blow dryer and expecting it to last as long as like an industrial blow dryer they use at like hair salons, right? Those blow dryers are like built to be used 6-7 hours a day. The one you buy for your home is built to be used for like 10 minutes a day at most, right? That's why it's a plastic piece of shit. But it does, like, this thing was not designed for like the amount of use that I put it through. That's, ooh, I'm talking myself into a frenzy here. You should make a museum of your dead cameras. I've got a whole bunch. I've given a bunch away, actually. Let me end the poll. Thanks again, T-Shots, for the $20. And never feel sorry if you release a similar. Because here's the thing. If you released a video and I released something very similar a day later, I would just kind of laugh and say that's the way shit goes, right? Hate says, if someone was coming into our store and stealing $50 cheeses and wine, then we'd stop him. But otherwise, we'd let the homeless go. They have to eat. That's not an unreasonable approach. You can buy those ones. 2,000 is what the hairdressers use. I have several, says Jollykins. Yeah, I remember my hairdresser told me his like blow dryer cost him like $950. And I was like, holy shit. And then he explained like, well, this thing is built to be going like all day, every day for year after year. So it kind of makes sense. Professional grade stuff is like that. Yeah, I don't use blow dryers. I use a towel. Anyways, description, Michael Nguyen says, ain't nobody want to watch that. Johnny should get an aloe vera plant. I had a new package arrive today. You might know what this is. I mentioned this on, maybe I can make myself a little bigger. I mentioned this on my last live stream. Do you have a hair wrap towel? No, I just use normal towels. Oh, by the way, I need, like, Sunday's like my rest day where I caught up on some work and stuff. But I ordered way too much stuff online. I've got a monster package coming tomorrow. I've got a whole bunch of other shit coming tomorrow. I ordered something from Etsy that was like $70, and it's coming from the UK, and shipping was like $80. And I was like, I can't get this anywhere else. And all the reviews were like perfect. So I ordered, like, I need to start going out on Sundays. Billy says, it's so nice to share what you share. The like fairy. This is just a little something for winter. Not for winter. Well, yeah, for winter. Speaking of going through cameras a lot, another thing you go through a lot of when you do what I do are shoes. I read that as like live fart feet first. I just wanted a pair of new shoes for winter because like I've gone full barefoot mode now, and I only have 2 pairs of barefoot shoes. One of them I use for exercising. They're like my workout shoes. And the other ones I use for like everyday nonstop. I stopped wearing my Ultras, so I thought, let's get another pair of barefoot shoes. I went to the East Coast Market. They are sold out of everything in my size. That's the only store in Toronto that sells the kind of shoes I need. And these were on sale on their website. So, hello. New shoes. I don't really love that branding on the back. That's a little bit Fisher Price, but these shoes are solid. I've seen them in countless videos before. They're a slightly different model than my other shoes. My other Zeros are the HFS2. These are the Prios. So, yeah, isn't that exciting? A special note from Zero Shoe Founders. I will not read that later. I just have to make sure that these things fit. George says on-cloud shoes are great. Yeah, I'm kind of against any modern pair of shoes, to be honest. You don't need to hear me rant about this again, but your heel should never be above your toe, and your toes should never be squished together. They should be nice and wide. And a shoe should never have arch support. You need your feet to get strong. Like, I literally walk in these things like 25, 30,000 steps a day, multiple, or at least 3-4 times a week I do that. And my feet just get stronger and I never have any issues. I am so convinced these are the best things for your feet. Anyways, let me just try it on quickly. Randy Ruck says, this is so funny. Oh, I'm wearing wool socks. Oh, baby. Jollykin says, that's not true about the arch support. Some of us need it. I'm not going to get into that debate, but it's kind of like a crutch rather than like addressing the problem. It's like, rather than fixing a broken leg, it's like giving someone a crutch to help them walk without healing the leg. Like, you want your feet to get strong. Some people, their arches might be so far gone from wearing improper footwear from youth that arch support's an option. There's so many foot doctors these days that are like, these are the way. You know, we only walked for what, 80,000 years as a species before modern civilization, barefoot or with this kind of footwear. Anyways, I'm not going to rant on that, but 50 million walks and 50 million shoes. Yeah, so I'll be pounding the pavement in those. But that's the way to go. Nice strong feet, barefoot shoes. Let me get my... I will trust nature's design over people in the Middle Ages who designed footwear purely for fashion, and so that it wouldn't, you know, modern footwear was designed to not be functional. It was designed to say to the working class, to the peasants, hey, look at this footwear. This is so ridiculous. Our toes are so squished together. Our heels are so high up in the air. You could never wear this to do your job, but we're so rich, we don't even have to walk. So look at this ridiculous, expensive footwear. That is the honest truth as to how modern footwear evolved. And to this day, we're still... Anyways, you've heard this rant before. I'll just end it on this. We'll just look at... Look at LeBron James's toes. That's what's happened. That's what happens when you cram a foot into shoes that are too narrow, which is almost all modern footwear. Anyways, yeah. He says those shoes are too flat for walking. Your feet are flat. You're supposed to be walking on like the pads of your feet, not the heels of your feet, right? Anyways, I got this YYZ deal here. Toronto to Indonesia, Malaysia, or Thailand, $796 to $933 round trip. Susan says, was that beach background a hint about your furniture trip, future trip? No, I took this picture in Boracay, I think. I think this is Boracay in the Philippines. It's just an old picture. I just wanted to change my thumbnail or my background. Anyways, the flights have one stop in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia each way. No, Saudi is a dry airline, no alcohol. Deal breaker for some and dry January for others. So you can find flights to Bahrain for $876, Singapore $951 round trip, Delhi $1,054. Paul Blunt, those boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Dude, I'm not gonna sing that, but thank you, Paul Blunt, for the $6.99. Cheers, Paul Blunt. Thank you for the $6.99. Jennifer Gallus says that's a great price, but it's too far to fly economy. Maybe the longer route should be business. Business is so expensive to stomach. If it's like a 333 and you get an aisle seat, fine. If it's a 777 and a 343, fuck that. That is misery on a plane, right? Flying a 777 configured with 343. Anyways, let's say we want to go to... No, I'd want to go to Bali, though. I wouldn't want to go to Jakarta. Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok. We've done Bangkok. Let's just see if this is possible. Saturday, January 4th to Saturday, January 18th. $890. That is pretty good. But I wouldn't want to go in January. I'd want to go in like... Can we get April?
Musical notes. These boots are made for walking and that's just what they'll do. Musical notes.
Looks like the prices are all jacked up for like later. You can still get $15.90 round trip. But that Saudi option disappeared. Etihad. One stop, 22 hours. Are you kidding me? Saudia. I've never even heard of this. Is this like a new airline? Have you guys even heard of this? Book with Adam Vacations for $3,402. Oh, that flight is now $3,400. Oh, that's per direction. It says 1,090 round trip. That just went up. And then when we click it, it goes to 35. So that deal doesn't even exist anymore. And what the hell is Adam Vacations? Jennifer Gallus says Saudia not very good. Well, I already know they're not very good if it's a dry airline. Like, might work for a short flight, but I'm not getting on a long haul. Anyways, none of those flights are even real then. That's like not even bookable. Yeah, just stick to like Cathay Pacific or Eva Air or even Air Canada if you're doing that. Screw that. I thought we were onto something. I could maybe book like a crazy... Yeah, okay, this one says $881 round trip. $880. Oh, it actually is here with booking.com. I would never book with someone other than the airline, though. Can't I just book directly with the airline? That's not even an option here. Booking.com? Do you want to book a flight with booking.com? Oh, I'm not logged in, but... Anyways, yeah. No. Sorry, YYZ deals. That is just a tease. Julie says Saudi is the Saudi Arabian national carrier. Been around for years, but personally I wouldn't connect through that area of the world these days. Plus you're flying the long way. I did the long way to Bangkok through Amsterdam. It wasn't that bad, actually. Jollykin says, why do you keep going down that way? Go elsewhere. I can't afford to constantly go to expensive places. Whoa, my eye is getting attacked. I get the best food. I get 4-star hotels. I get beautiful beaches. All for like a fraction of what you would pay going to most parts of the world. I am going away. Maybe I should announce this. I am going away, I think in January. I have purchased a trip in January, but that one is to a different part of the world. But there will be beaches involved. Jeanette Morales winks and says Mexico City. That might be close. Does anyone know that Qatar Airways will be adding a route from YYZ to Doha? I have no idea. I have no idea about that. Justin Haas says fly Singapore Airlines. I flew Singapore Airlines once. The Trump at McDonald's clip is hilarious. Apparently, they like staged the whole thing and shut the McDonald's down. Trump makes fries at McDonald's at bizarre attempt to troll Harris. The former president contends without any evidence that his opponent never worked at the fast food restaurant, as she said. Yeah, and Obama isn't American. Like, what other nonsense do they make up? I don't know. Where's this clip? Trump at McDonald's clip. Trump serves fries at McDonald's in Pennsylvania.
I wouldn't mind this job. My first day at McDonald's, I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's, but I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, if you don't mind, I want to work the French fry counter.
Absolutely.
Okay, how much you paying me?
How much are you paying?
Lower slowly into the wood, don't want to burn. So you think whatever's going to hit our fry pan. Very good. Oh yeah, he would last like 10 seconds.
Well, it's really hot. Susie can touch that sucker. I don't think so. Okay. Never even touch it, huh? Wow, that's pretty cool. Thank you.
Right, he appreciate all the papers this one right here.
Thank you.
That was 100% staged, by the way.
And there'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay?
The McDonald's was closed.
Some extra stuff.
Oh, okay, great.
This is all on Trump. Hello, how are you? You're a good-looking guy. I love you. Give me a thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will.
Yeah, where's his hairnet?
Thank you very much. Perfect looking person. That's good. That's good. Compliments. Thank you.
Did he just say you're a terrific looking person? Huh?
Perfect looking person. That's good. That's good. Compliments.
Anyways, all right. Nice little publicity stunt, I guess. I don't know. Of course, it's all staged. I bet he forgot to salt the fries. They become incredible then. Sometimes, like, when they oversalt it, though, it's too much. Mohit says apparently Musk is giving out 1 million per day. Donkey Balls asking the real questions. Johnny, have you ever been to Cuba or Jamaica? I've been to Cuba multiple times. Never been to Jamaica, but I'd like to go. Did you hear him talking about Arnold Palmer's dingling? No. Inedible, not incredible, says Cam. I don't know, but all right, so that happened. Stace Rose Gotts, a.k.a. a Locked On Yankees podcaster extraordinaire, says Jamaica is great. Go to Negril. Never even heard of that. We're just in that. Ooh. I'm already sold. That looks quite idyllic, doesn't it? I'll have to look into that. Iden Thompson McGuire's here. Mark S. Just reading. Go to. Oh, you wrote 2 O's. Huh? Anywho, Randy Ruck says, I will not be watching your channel again. What's wrong, Randy Ruck? Yeah, he says, Johnny Stumbles, you should fly on Royal Jordanian at some point. If it's a good airline, I should fly on all of them at some point, I think. I'd like to. Are you going to Croatia? No. Boom Production says Otani scores to make it 1-1. I don't have the game on. I don't have Sunday Night Football queued up. I don't have baseball queued up. I've been watching... I started watching this because my friends told me to watch it last night. Slow Horses. %98% and 91%. It's pretty interesting. It's like a dysfunctional team of MI5 agents and their obnoxious boss, the notorious Jackson Lamb, navigate the espionage world. Yeah, it's basically like if like Mission Impossible were a bunch of like just completely incompetent people running the show. That's it. Justin says you should do a flight comparison review video on your channel between the world's best airlines. There's people who do that. That's like Noel Phillips territory. I'm not in that little sphere. Jennifer Gallus says Apple TV Plus has great shows picture and sound. Well, I'm not saying I watched this on Streamio in 4K HDR looking every bit as good as the original Apple with Dolby Atmos pumping through, but yeah, I did not watch that on Streamio. I watched it on the original way to do it. Anyways, yeah, I watched the first episode of it today. It was pretty good. Boom says, love Apple TV, Jay Gala. Anyways, yeah, it's a pretty good show. It's a pretty good show from what I've seen so far. Johnny, are we calling in tonight? Do you guys want to do call-ins tonight? I'm a little bit off my game if you can't tell. Should we do viewer call-ins? Yes. Here's... Stace Rose Scott says, yes, I want to call you. Let's see. We are at 65% yes, 36% no. Maybe we'll do a few later. Noni says, why are you off your game? I don't know. I'm just some days you're just out of it, right? Like I've been in La La Land all day. Jollykin says, can anyone give me advice? My net speed is crap. Ethernet in the PC. Sky, I don't know. This isn't an IT place. Mike T says, along as caller rule is absolutely no politics. Hey, if someone wants to call our premier or prime minister a donkey and leave it at that, that's fine. Donkey Ball says, Johnny, we won't talk U.S. politics. I think that's fair. Johnny, can we do a snail mail show? I don't have enough snail mail to talk about. Jellybean says, I have serious topics to discuss. You're banned from calling in, Jellybean. I'm just reading some of your messages. I think some people are like creating other accounts and have multiple accounts because there's some people that I'm quite sure are using different names here. Peter Bradfield says, Johnny, I probably won't call in. I'm on an antibiotic for a skin infection until next Monday. Sorry to hear that, Peter, but hopefully everything turns around and goes well for you. Let's see what's going on in the world of Toronto as per Blog TO. Oh, I posted a clip today, actually, before I do that, on Toronto driving of a TTC bus. I put rips out of Castle Frank Station without stopping. But this is in video coming up. Let's see if this bus stops before the sun. Whoa! And that clip has like over 100 comments on it. Should have got run over. Big payout, but vegetable. Always looking at the bright side. Johnny Wheels, Johnny Rolls, Johnny Steamrolled. Showing my age here, but wheelchair Jimmy. That's not cool. Last week saw a bus jumping a red light and almost hitting two vehicles in Durham. I don't know how drivers like these are allowed to drive a public bus. Yeah, the thing is, this is a terribly designed area of the station, right? But there's a sidewalk here. You're required by law to stop and yield whenever you're pulling out when there's a sidewalk. And obviously the bus driver looked left. Maybe he glanced right before the sun. Whoa! Thing is, I was walking. I was really in no danger, but what if I was jogging, right? What if I was jogging with my headphones on? What if I was a little kid on a bike, just like speeding in front of my parents on like a tricycle like kids do sometimes, right? Like that could have been so much worse. So yeah, like fuck that driver. There's people in these things defending him, right? With the date, time, and vehicle number, the operator will be disciplined. How did you know to start filming before? I don't know. Some of these comments are pretty... Always looking for something to bitch about. If Russia attacks, I hope they hit Toronto first. Not cool, but why were you filming? I don't know. Why are you just randomly filming like you knew it was going to happen? Someone wrote, he's Johnny Strides. He streams walks in Toronto and all over the world all the time. I don't know, but I don't know. Should I lodge a complaint to the TTC, like the time and the bus number? Maybe you can do that. Maybe post a link to this video in the complaint box. I don't know. Then I'm going to have an angry bus driver out there trying to run me down. I don't know. I just posted that there. This is dumb, but have you ever met Scott on Tape? Sorry to name drop. Just wondered. I don't even know who Scott on Tape is. $285,000 subscribers. Your pop culture tour guide. Is he from Toronto? Live, baby, live. Don't know who he is, but would be cool to meet him. Cam says he might see you and chase you in public. Why would he? Oh, who, the bus driver? You should do a compilation of bad TTC bus driver videos. I don't really know if that's my thing. I will probably know that bus driver, who that bus driver is, because I take that bus a lot, says Liam. Randy Ruck got mad. Sorry to hear that. Why is the internet? I don't know. There's always trolls. There's always somebody defending like questionable behavior. See full image, like this person parked here, but for all we know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that's like a shitty parking job, but what if the car beside them was parked over the line? That was the only spot, so they too had to park over the line. And then this car leaves, new guy comes and parks nicely, and now you look like an asshole, right? Maybe there was a motorcycle on the far right, so that's why he didn't just park in the... I don't know. I'm making excuses, but if I see someone parking like that, I'll think they're a piece of shit. But if I don't see them parking, I'll just kind of hope that there was some screwed up reason why they did that. I don't know. I think that's like a non-issue. Driving on the sidewalk on Bathurst. What? Blue Paisley Fine Rugs. Is that just north of DuPont? Just reading some of your comments. The people that park there or just on the street are so effing R-worded. This on Bathurst is just south of St. Clair. It says stop here on red. They took it literally. Parking is right around the corner. Nah, it's the make your own lane part of the... Yeah. At least there's nobody like defending that. At least it says more like just south of St. Clair West. Oh, shows who knows the city. Tinted plate covers are getting ridiculous. Yeah, what the hell is that? Greg says could be handicapped and yeah, that's like I'll give people the benefit of the doubt when that maybe the handicap spots were taken and that was the only place they could park. Like give them the benefit of the doubt. But if I see them doing that and they get in and out without problem, then e-bike on Don Valley Parkway, we've seen enough of that. Collision near Broadview and Gerrard. That's right where I got off the lift yesterday. Wow. Okay, bus turning left. So this vehicle here at the stoplight cannot see, or at the stop sign, cannot see anything to their right, right? And they do not have right of way. And they decided to proceed through the intersection rather than wait 1 second for the bus to get out of their line of sight. Hopefully that cyclist was okay. They're not wearing a helmet. Shit. Yeah, this person should not have a driver's license. If you're not like checking to make sure the coast is clear right away or not, and they don't even have the right of way, you're going to end up killing somebody. Hopefully that guy on the bike is okay, but also they're on an e-bike and you're supposed to wear a helmet on an e-bike. And look at that. Ooh, they went head first into the door frame. That sucks. let's just hope that that driver never drives again, and that person. I mean, the biker or the guy on the bike didn't have great instincts or reaction either, right? Anytime you go through an intersection, you have to have your head in a swivel and kind of anticipate that happening. Both driver and cyclist with the razor sharp reflexes of a pumpkin. You're not wrong. Yeah. I mean, anyways, yeah, this is too depressing. We'll watch one last one. Another day in Brampton. There's a motorcycle slicing through traffic. Whoa! What? This car just careens into the curb? That's two shitty things. So you've got lane splitting here. And then this... That is scary. That is why bike lanes need to be protected. Yeah. Mohit says, I live by that streetcar route, and the number of honks I hear each day by streetcars is mind-boggling. People in cars just do not care about people getting on-off from the streetcar. Hopefully they're going to be equipped with cameras pretty soon, and that's going to be a pretty hefty fine sent their way. Chris Mills says there's so many bad drivers out there. There's just no enforcement. Like, I'm all for, like, bust the shitty cyclists too, right? Like, anyone out there making things unsafe. We got all these cops. What do they do? I don't even know. Do you know what they do? Like, go make the roads safe. Jeez. Anyways, yeah, Caroline says, oh shoot, there goes my tire sensor. Oh yeah, back to Blog TO. Johnny, did you see that dash cam scam from New York? I did not. Noni says, I just realized I have a high-risk occupation. Stay safe. I try to anticipate everything. I think you can generally be safe walking around. What to expect on season 2 of Ontario's Dairy Forward Cooking Competition Show? Lisa says, crazy news about Blue Banana. Oh, that store in Kensington Market? I've never even been in there. Ontario companies allegedly charging foreign workers tens of thousands of dollars for jobs. What? The overuse of the labor market impact assessment, LMIAs? Yeah, that's shitty. Boom Productions, $6.99. Rob Ford wants to cancel bike lanes. Let's please cancel Rob Ford. I think you mean Doug Ford. Rob Ford kind of canceled himself, right? Yeah, that is the province meddling where it has absolutely no business. And the thing is, they want to increase traffic flow. It has been proven so many times adding lanes just induces more demand and traffic gets worse, right? You get people off of their bikes. There's a huge percentage of the population that are like in this zone where they could ride a bike, they could take transit, or they could take their car. And as soon as you add a lane and as soon as you take away the bike option, you sway those people to get back into a car. So it's this never-ending cycle of like just one more lane, just one more lane, just one more lane. The answer is you build protected infrastructure for cyclists. You invest in transit. You maintain your roads and you make sure your roads are open too. But like taking away bike lanes is the stupidest fucking thing. It's just a bitter fool with a vendetta against Toronto. Remember when he ripped up Toronto City Council and he said it was big, it was bloated, there's too many councillors, there's overrepresentation, they're overrepresented. So he abused his authority as a premier, ripped up Toronto Council, whittled down the number of councillors. Cool. Now are you going to do that to Mississauga? Now are you going to do that to Ottawa? Now are you going to do that to Hamilton? What about all the other cities
Rob
that are
Ford
full of bloat?
wants to cancel bike lanes. Let's please cancel Rob Ford.
No, the piece of shit only did it to Toronto because he had a personal vendetta against the city council of Toronto. Like, I don't know. It's just like he has just been a nonstop temper tantrum against people that didn't vote for him. That's it. Major transformation of downtown Toronto street set to begin in 2025. What? I have not looked at this. What could that be? I don't think Yonge Street is getting its makeover in 2025. And I don't even think the North York Yonge Street corridor, which isn't downtown. John Street? I think that could be it. Yeah, that looks like... Oh, there's the milestones. Cold Hard Toronto says, Johnny, don't you think cyclists on sidewalks are out of control? Young and Egg is crazy. 100%. Like, when I said we need more enforcement, like that cop who should be enforcing traffic on the street can also stop a cyclist and write them a ticket too, right? Like, we just need enforcement for public safety on the roads. Like, a shitty cyclist shouldn't be able to get away with, being dangerous and shitty, just as a shitty driver shouldn't, right? Just as someone who runs into traffic shouldn't be able to as a pedestrian. Like, it's nuts out there. Like, I'm not picking sides. Like, just get some damn enforcement. Start with like the egregious examples. If I was like mayor, honestly, if you're on an e-bike and you're on the sidewalk, that would be like triple the fine of a bike, because that is so big and that is so heavy. You can do so much more damage with that than a traditional bike. Like, it has no business being on the sidewalk. But anyways, let's keep those rants for another day. I'm sure they'll come back. The City of Toronto's John Street corridor improvement was first proposed all the way back in 2009, but after a decade and a half of delays, the project is now in its final design stages. What this should do, or what should be, is the future home of the Tiff Festival, right? Because the Toronto International Film Festival runs along King Street, and it shuts down the streetcars for like an entire week. The Royal Alex, Roy Thompson Hall, and Princess of Wales theaters, and the Tiff Bell Lightbox are all on King Street. But John Street is such a logical place to have that festival, because you still have access to those theaters right around the corner, and it's right in the entertainment district. So hopefully this becomes the future home of TIFF. But yeah, it looks really good, and that's a street that could use a cleanup. And there is a stretch on John Street that has a lot of like patios, and just south of here, actually, that's pretty good. I'm just reading some of your comments. $14 million Toronto mansion looks like something out of a design magazine. Where is that? I swear I've seen that. Edge Hill Road is apparently known as the Beverly Hills of Etobicoke, and if 29 Edge Hill Road is a testament to the kinds of homes you find here, I can see how it got its reputation. Is this near Royal York and like the Kingsway? Is this near the Kingsway? Is it in the Kingsway? It's giving me Kingsway vibes. Lambton, Scarlet, Royal York Road. Yeah. Loblaws, the Kingsway. Just north. I've been in this area before. I've recorded in this area before. It's quite fantastic. That looks like the $15 million place in Rosedale, says JD. A tiny Toronto house going for $1.2 million is so hidden you'll miss it. There's some video material. Tucked away in a quiet, no-traffic dead end, Toronto Street, 925 Palmerston Avenue is truly a hidden gem. You know what's on my to-do list next week? Palmerston with the fall colors. Maybe I'll keep going up north of Bloor and we'll check that out. That's cool. Toronto's iconic cube house to be demolished but not completely lost. A new company has taken the helm of the forthcoming redevelopment and is considering paying homage to the soon-to-be demolished structure in a fun and creative way. So they're going to reimagine it and work that into the new design. That's cool. Johnny B says get the weed whacker out. New skyscrapers could replace downtown office buildings. Yeah, that's down on Front Street West, if I'm not mistaken. One of Toronto's oldest loft conversions is on the market for $900,000. Toronto gift shop suddenly. Oh, that must be the Blue Banana in Kensington. Lisa said she was shocked to see that happen. Hate says, wasn't that like a community college project or something? I don't know. Jeremy says 2-1 Dodgers. Lisa says that's the very north end of Palmerston. Yeah, Palmerston really changes in character once you get north of Bloor, right? Or south of College, actually. Let's see what's going on. Reddit Toronto. The roundest raccoon I've ever seen. Holy shit. That's a very well-fed raccoon. The colors by the Science Center are so rich this fall. Don't worry, folks. This building is very unsafe. The roof is in imminent danger of collapse. So we must close it down and build condos here. All of these trees will soon be condos, but not livable condos. They'll be studios and one bedrooms. None of them will be affordable or big enough to hold a family. That's just the way we build stuff here. I spent 12 years as the public voice of Metrolinx. This is the real reason our mega projects. There was a really good YouTube video on that recently. What was it? Those dang bike lanes strike again. So that's probably a vehicle that like hopped the curb and hit a utility pole. This video here, how Toronto is finally building their missing subway.
A lot of people say that Toronto has good transit by North American standards. And that's something that I tend to agree with.
This video was like a very good like historical recap. It missed some things. They should have made a bigger. I don't even think he mentioned that the Eglinton West subway line was under construction when it was canceled. I also don't think he talked enough about why we ended up with like a stub of a line up on Shepherd. But he talks about how the original vision for the Toronto subway included a line along Queen. It's a pretty good video, and it's positive too, which I think is cool. We don't have enough of that. Jollykin says, oh, nice voice he has. Hey, there's ways to make your voice sound a little richer and deeper with a microphone. Toronto's wasted rail lines, part 1, problems. Why Toronto is decently well designed, versed. I remember when this video came up. Latest post from Toronto Tech and Transit. Stace Bros Got says our subways may be gross and dingy because you can get anywhere in New York City as long as you're going north-south, right? If you're going east-west across Manhattan, you basically got to get out and hoof it. Julie says, oh yes, I watched that the other day, pretty good. Jennifer Gala says he has an amazing mic. Yeah, he's got a good voice too, but your mic goes a long way, right? Anyways, what time is it? It is 8:56. I was thinking maybe we'll just do like a few comments or something on the channel. How does that sound? I'm all out of bubbly. I'm gonna go get another bubbly. Randy Ruck says, good night, everyone. Good night, Randy. Hope you're feeling better. What was that video we were just watching? I'll just play
this. But the network
this.
Simply hasn't kept...
Please, the Flying Moose, don't copyright strike me. I'm going to go get another drink.
...pace with the city's growth, especially here in downtown.
Fundamentally, we haven't added any transit capacity other than more GO trains, basically in the last 40 plus years.
So we're finally changing all of that with the Ontario Line, a state-of-the-art automated metro that'll slice through downtown and plug right into our regional rail network. Construction is well underway, and this might all be done by 2031, which actually wouldn't be that bad, except for the fact that Toronto has needed this subway for decades. especially with traffic getting worse and dangerous overcrowding at Bloor Yonge Station. What's even more painful is that we could have built something like the Ontario line in the 50s, the 80s, and even late 2000s. But every time, it went a little something like this.
Subways. They don't want these damn streetcars.
We burn that money, it's gone.
Then should be ashamed of herself.
The Ontario line shows us just how narrow the window of opportunity is to build these politicized, generation-defining transit projects. And in this video, we'll see how Toronto is finally getting it done.
Except you guys will not see that. Lisa says, dude has an excellent voice for this. I just noticed we cracked 300 viewers not too long ago. Thank you so much, guys. Awesome stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. What was the other one? Flurf Design. This guy also does kind of similar videos too. The death of corner stores and neighborhood businesses. That looks very European right there. Why American suburbs are so creepy. How not to build public transit, Toronto streetcars. Yeah, don't give them dedicated right-of-ways, and if you do, don't give them signal priority. Same goes with the Crosstown LRT. This is another excellent channel that has popped up. And he's at 53,000 subs. Good to see.
But the network simply hasn't kept...
And the Flying Moose at 29,000 subs. Why Chicago still hasn't fixed the loop. 330K views. How Peru revived their abandoned metro. Why Denver's car-free experiment is here to stay. And this guy is Canadian, the Flying Moose CA. He's got why the Airbus A220 will replace the A320. Hey, the A220 is really a Canadian designed plane, right? The Bombardier C-Series. It's very Airbus-like, but it's still excellent. C-Series greater than 8. So this guy was obviously very much into aviation. Why Flair Aircan became Canada's first ultra-low-cost carrier. What's next for Porter? And then he pivoted to transit. Interesting evolution. If he's in Toronto, maybe I should do a video with him. Jennifer, or ask him. I can't just assume that. Jennifer Gallis says, love the A220 big seats. Also, I've been on one A220. The bathrooms are like amazing for like such a small plane. It really does not feel like a small plane. It's kind of sad that they're not able to land at Billy Bishop. They're just a wee bit too big, but they are awesome planes. And if it weren't for Airbus, they might never have really taken off, right? The Embraer might have ended up winning out that battle. So kind of a bittersweet happy ending. It lost the Bombardier name, but we still got to keep the plane at least. Oh yeah, I said we'd do some comments. All right, Clayton, take care. Cam says Johnny Straw. Oh yeah, we're drinking. I still have a few of these left in my fridge. A 0 sugar cherry Pepsi. Give me a little bit of caffeine. It's got 0.1 grams of protein in it. Metal straw just to keep the teeth from getting soaked in a colory soda. Why does Canada take so long to do shit? This is not the case in the Middle East. They think, well, there's a fine line between that, right? We don't take in a bunch of overseas employers, steal their passports, and force them into slave labor for debt, right? Like, yeah, there's a difference. There's probably a fine line. We should probably be doing more like what they do in like Korea and Japan. I don't think the Middle East is a good example for large infrastructure projects for copying how things are done. Anyways, just look at the story of all the World Cup stadiums in Qatar or any skyscraper in Dubai and the people who built them and like their suicide rates. And it's like literally modern day slavery, building the infrastructure for that part of the world. It's kind of not cool that we all look the other way. Yeah, slavery is not dead. There's actually more slaves now than at any point in human history. Kind of depressing. Kind of depressing. In fact, even Canada has been accused of that recently. Anyways, that's a dark topic. What am I thinking? Oh, yeah, we're going to do some comments. We're going to do some comments. Daryl Klatt says, love the zero sugar cherry Pepsi, my go-to for pop. Yeah, this is my favorite for all pops. JD says, just no paper straws. Let's, where are my comments? Where are my comments? They're hiding in here. Yeah, we'll do a few of these. Maybe we'll take a few calls. Anyone remember CompuCenter? I worked there in the 90s. Thanks for walking by there. Brings back memories. I remember CompuCenter. I remember seeing a CompuCenter in Sheridan Mall at one point. Toronto Dead Mall and large underground complex walk. Interesting video. Love the Dead Mall videos. Thank you, Aiden Thompson McGuire, who I believe I saw in the chat here. I used to work in this area around 2010, and the food court was always rammed. Sad to see it so empty now. So this was today's video. I did a walk around the sort of northern path, Cumberland Terrace. 1 year ago, I did a video through the same area, and it got like a few 100,000 views. So I thought I'd revisit it and just see what was up, see if anything had changed, and it was even more depressing than the last time. He wrote 15. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that it took me so long to show the tiny home in this. The city and real estate developers will have to incorporate more residential into these vacant commercial spaces. Online shopping and big box stores have changed the retail landscape forever. I don't disagree with it, but what we really need are two things. We need affordable units, and we need 3-bedroom units. There's just not enough options for people that want to raise a family and stay in the city, right? Instead, we get a ton of like micro condos that might be cool if you're a bachelor in your 20s, but there's not a whole lot of demand for those right now. Toronto just had its lowest condo sales since like 1995 or something like insane like that, in terms of the last quarter sales, which is nuts considering the amount of condos going up right now in the city. Whew. Sorry, I was just about to cough. I used to love the path back in the 1900s and 2000s. Downtown in general is slowly declining in some regards. In other ways, it's absolutely booming and doing better than ever. So many cool stores are gone. Don't disagree with that. Some new cool stores that have popped up. Downtown is now just boring. You're going to the wrong places. It is not just boring. Do you have a link for the green screen? Oh, they're talking about the green screen behind me. To begin Johnny's future career in politics, Peter Bradfield. Thank you for the $1.99, Peter, but my opinion is no more or less valid than any of yours, and I'm no more or less qualified to be in politics than anyone else. So I'll let people that's actually their passion do that. And as a voter, hopefully I'll be able to identify them and vote for them and not for the weasels who often get in and do things like rename Dundas Square to Sankofa Square for millions of dollars when there's actual problems in the city. Anyways, do you have the link for the green screen? I got it at Canada Computers, but you can find a similar one from Elgato on Amazon quite easily. There we go. I'll answer that one. What camera do you use for this vlog? Recommend. The camera died right after I recorded this, right? DJI Pocket 3. I highly recommend it. This is amazing and innovative. What a great idea. I wish I had one of these in my current circumstances. Oh, sorry to hear, but I will heart your comment. JD says if Johnny was mayor, we'd have no cars. No, we'd have cars. I wouldn't. You would, if I was mayor and you had a car in Toronto, first of all, I would have to be premier. I would just implement congestion charging. But if your car is licensed to Toronto...
To begin Johnny's future career in politics.
You wouldn't have to pay that. It would take cars off the streets, and it would make you, the Torontonian with the car, be able to drive more freely in the city. How's that? It would be better for everybody. I'm not anti-car. I'm just pro building transit and protecting vulnerable road users. I used to shop there on my lunch hour when I worked for IBM in the TD Tower. Back in the day, the mall was bustling. High-end boutique silk blouses were plentiful. We are all in a completely different era. Retail cannot survive down there now. High-earning office employees work from home, so they shop in Yorkdale or the Eaton Center. Yeah, some malls, though, like this mall is in the middle of a ton of residential areas, and it is dying, but there's another mall over in Yorkville that's doing pretty well, right? I'll heart that comment. Too expensive to be realistic. All right, that's an opinion. It's not invalid. Good thing you bought when the price was good. With regards to my $1,100 a month apartment where I'm sitting right now. No, I rented it. And yes, I did get in when it was good. This is so sad. I was through there last week. I had summer jobs in the area back when it was new. It was the place to shop. Had my first drink in a bar at the Pilot. I love the Pilot. Exclamation mark. The Pilot's pretty cool. You went down my street, East York and Danforth. Cool. Pine Soul says there used to be this awesome spot in the food court where they sold turkey dinners every day. Neat. Caroline, yeah, I've heard the moon was going to be super bright. Used to be busy years ago with traffic and the bay. Perhaps work at home reduced workers in that area. Also online shopping, sad in a way. Used to enjoy the bustle walking through. Thanks. Thank you for this very detailed Humber River trail. I followed your route on my e-scooter yesterday. Full round trip from the Humber Bridge till the bottom of the staircase and then back to Selden's Lookout Point. Neat. That is neat. It's an awesome route. Are you sure this is Canada? So many... I'm all for free speech, but you're just looking to stir shit with a comment like that. I'm just going to delete it. Wintertime is the best time for the path. Sadly, not many people take advantage of the path. So much potential for other use like education centers. This isn't the path, though. This is like the northern path, and the path is actually rammed in the wintertime. So I would kind of disagree with that. That is true, Merrick. That is true. And how can you tell just by, like, it's an ignorant comment, and it's one that I'll just delete. Ove says the tunnel under the 401 won't be complete until we're dead. I can't believe the cheap discount stores that are in that space. 1974, the bay. Well, that's a long comment, but I'll just heart that and pretend I read the whole thing. It didn't look offensive. At 4:30, Dollarama, location of a former famous Players cinema called the Plaza 1 and 2, which closed in April 2001. It was also previously a Fabricland store after the cinema closed. I didn't know that. Neat info. Who remembers? That was a famous Players? I should be remembering that. Right up the street from the old Uptown, right? Which closed because famous Players didn't want to retrofit it to include wheelchair access. It was an old theater, and I think by law they had to, even though old buildings are exempt for that because it was an entertainment venue. There was something to do with that. But that theater would have been doomed anyways, given that everything moved to like mega theaters. Is the path over by Union and Scotia Tower still busy? It is. It is busy. I'll do a video through that. I'm waiting for like a shitty weather day to do a video through that. It might be helpful to let passersby know that the tiny, tiny house is a prototype by putting an identifying banner on the outside that doesn't require linking to Insta or TikTok. All right. Lane says, I remember that cinema. It felt like it was deep underground. Thanks for the video. You cover a lot of ground, and when I got watching, it only reinforced how much Toronto has so much to offer. Everything looked cleaned and orderly. I wish I had more time and money to be able to come back on the weekends at least, but as a commuter, I just don't have the time, energy, or money. Hey, someone from out of town with positive words about Toronto in a video showcasing kind of a dumpy place. Awesome. Lisa is longing for a shitty weather day. You want a solid excuse to be a hermit for 24 hours? Hey, my USB cable that powers the light off to the side here is not working, so I have to use battery banks to like power it, and my battery bank just died. So now I'm going to use my other battery bank. One sec. Oh, speaking of which, Jennifer Gala, if you're there, I know you use an F24 Ultra. I just ordered a new cover for it that is super thin, and it's made of like a grippy rubberized material, which is what I like. And it whoop, I'll have to turn that light off. It come on, there we go. It's MagSafe. So yeah, I can wirelessly charge my S24 because I have some problems with the charging port sometimes. Yeah, it has MagSafe, and it's like a pretty nice case too. I ordered it from like AliExpress. I saw a bunch of these in Korea and I couldn't find them at any of the retailers. I don't know if I looked hard, but it's cool. I can wirelessly charge it. Now I have to redo my light though. Yeah, that's kind of my backup plan because the USB-C port on my S24 sometimes decides not to work, and I've decided I'm too lazy to get it fixed. Anyways, thank you for producing these videos. My late wife and I, sorry to hear that, lived in Toronto from 1977 to 2014. These videos bring back fond memories. You're very welcome, and thanks for watching. Jennifer says it's good to have MagSafe. Very nice buy. It's for when I'm like traveling and stuff. If the USB-C port doesn't work, I can just charge the phone that way on the battery pack. See all those. They could still like. Let's just remove that comment. I love Loblaws and saved over $1,000 during the first 3 years of earning points. Loblaws has been in business for many years, never going to stop shopping at their stores. I have been a loyal customer since 1960. Galen, is it you? I don't like. Yeah, the company selling $70 turkeys. Very worth being loyal to. I love these ideas, and I love to see more people come up with unique tiny home implementations, but the biggest issue I always have with these projects comes down to a few questions that nobody can seem to answer. How do you plan on getting these things to people that need them? Are they going to be given out for free? We talked about that stuff in the video. Lived in Toronto for the past 54 years. No longer see police enforce any traffic infractions such as running red lights, illegal turns, making left turns from the middle lane instead of waiting in line in the left, stopping at stop signs, making lane changes at pedestrian crosswalks. Are you me? You are preaching to the choir. Like, this is what the police should be doing when they're not, you know, trying to be a superhero saving the day, right? They should be keeping everyone safe, enforcing those rules. Why you're commenting this on Toronto Dead Mall and large underground complex walk is beyond me. The only time I see them give tickets is for speeding on roads that have no pedestrians, such as Bayview and the Don Valley, because that's a speed trap. You know, the place where people can actually probably safely speed, they will gladly take the money, right? Places where there are minimal safety benefits. Exactly. The end result is that half the people disregard the rules since they can with impunity. What do they all do all day if they're too busy enforcing traffic laws? Stand around construction sites making overtime. The stupidest waste of money ever, requiring police to be on construction sites. For what? They don't even bother directing traffic. Yeah, I've seen crazy traffic violations right in front of those cops, and they don't do anything because they're there. I don't know why they're at construction sites. Literally, have like the construction company designate one employee to like redirect pedestrians around like wherever it's closed. Why does it have to be a cop getting paid 4 times as much, which we're ultimately all paying for? I don't know. But paid duty is, I mean, there's times when paid duty makes sense, but construction sites, it most certainly doesn't. If you give people an inch, they take a mile. Hence the situation. I can't even type tonight. There we go. WTF, it's all gone. I saw your Cumberland Terrace walk last time, and it was good because I got myself a die-cast Concorde model for my collection at that toy store, which is now closed. Thanks for the revisit. Did you see T-Shod's latest video about dead malls? Best times were born. I just saw it because, and T-Shod's was in the chat earlier today. I did. Just a coincidence. I'll watch it. I'm sure I'll watch it later, though. I will. You can quiz me on it. Toronto of the recent past was so much more vibrant, more money around, more bustling. As things become more expensive and then throw in the pandemic, which ripped the heart out of many cities, it was like one of the final blows. Now ultra it's not just Toronto, though. Like, the middle class is disappearing. It feels horrible to say, but I don't think it's as safe as it once was. In some ways, no. In other ways, it is actually safer. Like, the crime statistics don't lie. Yeah, hopefully, I don't know. People are allowed to have their opinions and observations. That's cool. Parts of the path remind me of Spark Street in Ottawa. After 5 p.m. and office workers are gone, it becomes a ghost town. I think a lot of people are mistaking my video today with being a video of the path. This is not the path. It is like the path. Hardly see any foot traffic in the dead mall. Maybe government turned this retail stores to government offices without people how much sale they can manage. The mall is already up for redevelopment. There's already developers on it. I talked about that in the video. So sad to see so much closed. I like some of the independent stores there. I worked at a Tibetan gift shop on the ground floor about 20 years ago. It was pretty busy back then and really safe. Tibetan gift shop. That sounds neat. Barely any Canadians walking around. How the fuck can you even know that? Lisa says, I think it's delayed big time. The Cumberland Terrace, they just applied for a redesign. I don't know. That's another comment looking to stir shit. Like, you how can you tell? Great video. Quite the difference between Cumberland and the Manulife Center. Huge, huge difference. Oh, here's one in Russian, and I can't translate it, but I'll just assume it's okay. This person put, keep voting for... I don't think it's got anything to do with that. It's just... when I immigrated to Canada, I first lived on Sam Romano Way. Very nostalgic. Oh, that's up in Jane and Finch. Thanks, Johnny. I like your video walking tours of Toronto. It's interesting. You add lots of info, and it makes me learn more about Toronto. Have a good week. Thank you. Kind words from Mike Demours. Jeffrey says, I like the beach. All right. What does that have to do with my apartment tour? Wow, this video is doing well. It's got a ton of comments. We're only 6 hours ago. Sad to see all the shops closed down, but something better should come in the mall. I walk through this mall to get to the subway every other day. Maybe some nice cafes should come. Something interesting to hang around. Well, everyone's just waiting for the mall to close, basically. Christopher notices melancholy and the infinite sadness in my apartment. Yes. Have you heard of the dead internet theory? More of a conspiracy. It's relatable to your I'm just reading random things you're... Tony says the keyword dead mall is always good. Yeah, any video I do that has like dead mall in it seems to do pretty well. Dead mall, Johnny Strides. Look at that. The last video I did, the same thing a year ago, has 255,000 views. My average video has about 7,000 or 8,000 views on average. So Toronto Dead Mall, 194K views for the shops at Aura. Strange Mall to a closing Strange Mall got 12,000 views. Another doomed mall, 73,000 views. Downtown Toronto's Dead Mall, 23,000 views. Yeah, it's a topic that definitely has a greater appeal than just walking around the streets. Because that's why I was kind of vague. I didn't put Cumberland Terrace in the title because I knew Dead Mall like casts a pretty wide net, and a lot of people don't know or care about the name of it. Lisa says, all right, I'm beyond tired. Good night, pals. Good night, Lisa. You're about to miss a few phone calls that we're going to finish the stream up with. How many viewers are we at right now? Let's take a look. We are over 300. Holy shit. Maybe I should stay sober on these streams. I will cheers with my Diet Pepsi. But yeah, Dead Mall's definitely a topic that does well. Here's an idea for new content. Just in time for Halloween, a walk through haunted buildings. For example, malls, apartments, houses just after midnight on Halloween's. There's no such thing as haunted anything. I'd hate to spoil it. I don't think I could with a straight face do like a haunted video. Have you all been in like a house at some point where someone hears like a creak and they're all scared and they're like on edge? I'm the guy who's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll walk down the stairs in the dark and like the hairs aren't standing up on my arms. Like if it's anything, it's like an intruder or like a pet or like a rat. It's not what you think it might be, right? Anyways, yeah, paranormal. 2622, it's actually pronounced crack, which makes it a bit funnier. Oh, I know what they're talking about. I was there at Cumberland Terrace last week. It's dead. It's been dead for a long time. I was there when it was newer in the 80s and it was livelier. Of course it was newer. Everything was newer in the 80s. Robert Ruck asking, what's my costume? I don't have a costume. There is something planned for that space, but it's taking forever to develop. Pre-COVID was much busier, especially the lunch spots. Both of those comments, all heart. I frequent that area daily, and you're correct. It's basically a ghost mall now. So sad to see. I used to work. Yeah, a lot of... The title of this walk is inflammatory, but I still watched it and was pleasantly surprised. Thanks for showing the area. Relating to or causing inflammation of the part of the body. Arousing or intended to arouse angry or violent feelings. The second definition of inflammatory. I didn't know that the word inflammatory could be used that way. But hey, I'm glad you watched it, and I'm glad you got the message that was generally positive. Peter says we have a Cumberland Mall in Metro Atlanta. Neat. Daryl says miss seeing the IPAs on Sunday night. I know the bubblies are a little healthier. If I don't drink on Friday and Saturday, I will have a beverage on Sunday night. I'm just trying to like be a little more responsible, whatever that means. Speaking of which, this week I'm going to go get a DEXA scan. So that's going to be kind of cool. Maybe I'll share that on the stream. I have no idea what to expect, by the way. That's like when they like scan your body and tell you like what percent is like water, what percent is like muscle mass, what percent is like visceral fat. I think you get like your metabolic age and like all that stuff. So I think I'm gonna do that this week. I'll go to there's a few places where you can do that in Toronto. It's like $145 and you can do it twice, like once now and once later in the future. Just as kind of like a benchmark. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Ove says you'll be more body fat than you expected. That's normal. I'm probably going to be around 15% based on how things are right now. Also, my scale kind of guesses some of that stuff. Jollykin says a lot of water too. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never been, but I've been getting curious. So we're going to go see. Harjot says the Leafs are playing tomorrow. Neat. Struggling. Yes. Not enough traffic and rents are way too high. That food court sucked. Crappy food and coffee for lots of money. So the Bay is gone, huh? The Bay is long gone there. Good job, guys. Need to be. These are a lot of tiny home. Yeah, I'll have to go through my comments in detail at another day. Raz P says, how much money do you save a month? It is very different month to month. That's all I'll say on that. It's very different. Do you want to do a viewer phone call or two? If you want to call in, oh goodness, there's someone who keeps calling in who, yeah, if you want to call in and be on the show, at least voice-wise, keep in mind if you say anything that is not appropriate, I will take that out of the live stream on the replay and publicly shame you. I've got a phone call coming in already from a viewer. Let's see here. Uh-oh. What did I do? I think either they hung up or I hung up. Sapan TTC Explorer 279. Hello, Johnny and everyone. Hello, Sapan. It was nice to meet you again yesterday. I will heart that comment. Again, the number is 647-247-3726. Feel free to call in. All right, we have a caller. Hello there.
Hello.
All right. I'm just never going to answer a call from that number again. Hey, someone sent me a text message. Hey, we missed a 416 number. Here we go. Hello there.
Johnny.
Hey, who are we speaking with?
It's Dave. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dave?
Awesome, man. Really appreciate your streams. They're super cool.
No worries. It's Hey, who are we speaking with? Oh, can I ask you a favor? Could you turn down your device volume? It's creating a bit of an echo.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Hold on one second. Improvement or no?
Let me wait. Yeah, I think it's better now. Can I ask you a question, Dave?
Sure.
Are you on the radio?
No, I'm not on the radio. Why, radio voice?
Yeah, you've got a massive radio voice vibes coming through here. It's a compliment.
I appreciate that. I've heard that from a lot of people. I've been thinking about going into voice acting, actually.
Yeah, like, what do you guys think? Viewers, what do you think? A+ radio voice
Hello,
here?
Hello, Johnny and everyone.
Oop. Sapan's thing. We'll see. Jellybean says, what's my voice? But no, so you're calling from a 416 number, so you're in Toronto?
I'm in Markham, actually.
Yeah, so, but if you're like on vacation, you would say Toronto.
Yes, I grew up in Etobicoke, actually. So yeah, you could say that.
All right, so I normally try to have like a talking point or a theme when we do this. Do you have any jokes for us, Dave?
Ooh, you put me on the spot, Johnny. Huh.
Uh-oh. Are you still there? I think I think we might have lost him. But let's see if Dave answers. It cut off the phone call for whatever reason.
Hello?
Is this Dave?
Sorry about that. Yeah, my phone cut out. I apologize.
Oh, I thought I might have been the one hanging up on you. So everyone seems to agree. You have a Daryl Klatt says great voice. Crikey says a voice like that, he must have a joke. I don't know if you can see the chat, but what?
Hold on. I minimized it. I'm on 2 phones right now, actually.
Morgan says definitely a radio voice. Ready Eddie says definite radio voice. Ken has a good radio voice too.
I see it here. Yeah.
Yeah, like that should at least make a podcast or something, right?
A podcast. Can I feature you?
Sure. I can drive away all your viewers. That's not an issue.
You can maybe generate something for me.
It's only a matter of time before I say something dumb and get canceled. So maybe that'll be my goodbye moment and your hello moment, right? Like.
I highly doubt that. Oh God! But let me think of a joke. You know what? I don't know many, Johnny. I'll be honest, that are appropriate for your channel. Maybe something really dry.
All right.
Humor.
All right.
Does that work here?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know why they call seagulls seagulls?
Why do they call seagulls seagulls? No.
No, because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called a bagel.
Right.
It's terrible, I know.
Well, Dave, on that note, I'm going to have to let you go.
Oh, Christ. Okay, Johnny. It was cool talking to you.
But yeah, appreciate the call, and I hope you have a good week up there in Markham. I'll have to get up there. I've been meaning to do some more of a suburbia. I'll probably be doing Richmond Hill soon, but I could always walk across the street into Markham at some point on that, I guess. Thanks for calling in, Dave.
Terrific. Okay, cool.
All right,
Have
take care.
a good day.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
That was a pretty good joke on the spot. All right. We've got a 647 number calling us right now. Hello there.
Hey, Johnny.
Hello. Can I guess who this is?
Yeah.
Are you another YouTuber in Toronto?
Depends. Yeah.
How's it going?
It's good. Liam, if you didn't know.
David Gam says, sorry for the terrible joke. Hey, terrible jokes are A-okay. I wanted to hear one of those inappropriate jokes, though. Maybe save that for next time. So how's it going? Epic Nation HD or Epic National HD, right?
Yeah, that's one of them.
So, got anything new to share with us?
No, besides the book credit. Savannah, me, and Henry, and a bunch of us are going.
Sorry, you're going where?
Port Credit next weekend.
Port Credit? What's in Port Credit?
It's for Savannah's 2K celebration.
Ooh, Port Credit's cool. Like down, you're going to go to Port Credit Ghost Station, I guess?
Yeah, go, yeah.
Well, Sapand, if you're watching, congrats on 2K.
Yeah.
And when is that, next weekend?
It's next weekend, next Sunday. Because we're going to the Halloween haunt next Saturday, and then Port Credit Sunday.
Oh, Halloween haunt in Canada's Wonderland, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
And then you're going to ride the green choo-choo train to Port Credit. Yeah, every time I go to Port Credit, it does well. Like, people like that area. Like, the streams do well, the videos do well. I grew up there, so it's like I know it pretty well.
Yeah.
Who's
Sadly, I don't have a joke, but guys, like and subscribe.
No, you're gonna have to give us a joke.
Oh, okay. Where did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
to get to the other side.
All right, you're officially banned from the channel. I'm removing your name from the credits as a supporter.
Well, they're not there anymore anyhow.
No, I'm just kidding. But thank you so much, Liam.
Yeah. No problem. Have a good night.
All right, talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Take care. Bye.
That was Epic Nation HD Liam. If anyone else wants to call while I've still got my phone out of airplane mode. By the way, this is not my phone number. This is just like a free account I made using an app called Fongo. People call this number all the time and send me text messages. It's not my number. It's not a way to communicate with me. I only use this app for this show tonight. And now we have a 226 number. Hi, who are we speaking with?
Your Premier, Doug Ford.
Hey, Doug Ford, my man. How's it going?
Pretty good. We're just coming back and getting ready to go back into session of Parliament. We're going to get that Toronto tunnel dug.
You're gonna who's gonna build it? Your neighbor, your best friend, your
my neighbor Ken and Henry's going to help me too.
Oh, they probably have some pictures of you doing some unsavory things, right? So you had to dream up a big project and award them a bunch of public money, right?
Yes, I do. Sorry.
Yeah, I assume that's... Is this the same Doug Ford who called in like a few months ago?
Yes, it is.
How's it going, Doug Ford?
Pretty good. Yourself?
It's pretty good. I'm just looking forward to you removing our bike lanes, watching more people die. I think that's good. You're doing a lot of good things. You ripped out some good trees at Ontario Place. Closed down the Science Center. You're really making progress here. It's excellent.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make money wherever I can. I don't have to go back and sell hash.
Yeah, maybe you could try changing the license plates to a different color again, and then you get to make even more money when you change them back, right? Use that expertise you got from running your parents' sign business into the ground.
That's a good idea. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, there's so much more grifting for you to do. There's just so much more grifting. Like Mike Harris set the gold standard, and I still don't think you're there yet. So,
hey, at least I'm only the Premier. I'm not the Prime Minister.
Yeah. So you're giving us all $200.
I am?
Yeah. Oh, you don't even know that you're doing that. That's
a damn finance minister.
Yeah, we're all getting 200. Who needs healthcare to be fixed? You're just gonna sit on that $22 billion you have for healthcare and let it die. Who needs education to get better?
$22 million I'm gonna put into the Gardner Expressway.
Oh yeah, you got to build express lanes for government officials, right?
Yes.
JD says, thanks for putting beer in the 7-Eleven, Doug. Yeah, how much did we spend to do that a year earlier than we would have done that anyways?
No comment.
Sergio says he's no Kathleen Wynne. Hey, if she didn't sell off all the energy companies, old Dougie here would have as soon as he took office. Let's not kid ourselves. Robert Ruddock says, Johnny, I'm a great interviewer. Thanks. Do you have any jokes for us, Doug?
Yeah, I got a good joke. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Doug Ford.
Well, that's a pretty good joke there. Well, thanks for calling in, Doug.
You have a good night, Johnny.
Yeah,
appreciate your show.
If you end up on a deserted island, just stay there. I think we'll all be pretty happy. It'll be.
Yeah, I won't find a volleyball, so I won't have any friends on that island.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll send a Wilson your way. Don't worry.
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Ford. Go fuck yourself, but not, what.
I've tried that before. It doesn't work.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
Take care. I've tried that before. That was a good one. All right, maybe we'll do one more. We'll do one more call. 647-247-3726 is the line. We'll do one more call, and I've got to eat. I didn't have dinner yet. I had lunch. I had breakfast. I had a snack, but that's it. So I gotta get some food. Oh, we've got a caller who I have blocked is calling, and they didn't get through. Desert Island Time, oh God, oh Wilson. Yeah, that was a reference to a Tom Hanks movie. All right, if no one calls, we're just gonna call it a live stream. I'll give it 10 seconds for another call to come in, or we're gonna end it. 647-247-3726. 647-247-3726. Bana. Robert Reddick says, Johnny, I have so much respect for you. My phone has decided to block a caller. It doesn't let them through, which is funny. It's figured out like this person is like a spammer, and that's pretty neat. I didn't know this app would do that. So whoever keeps calling me, who has called me 100,000 times, my phone has identified you as a spammer. That is neat. That is neat. Anyways, all right. Well, let's just wrap things up. That was fun. Thanks for calling in, Doug Ford. We're gonna wrap the stream up, but I want to thank everyone. I want to thank our mods, Patreon supporters, channel members, everyone else. Maybe tomorrow morning I've got 3 videos from Korea left to publish. 4 actually. So maybe tomorrow morning I will do a Korea video. I know those aren't as popular, but I've still got a few to get out there in the world. And then maybe in the afternoon I'll do a live stream. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm just reading some of your comments, but I want to thank everyone. Peter Bradfield, Phoebe, Sapand, Janice, Mark, Harjot, Jellybean, Picard. Thanks everyone. Pat75. Thanks to T-Shods for kicking off the night with the super chat. If you're there, say hi to me next time we're out at the same time. Thanks to everyone, but we're going to end the stream. Ready Eddie, Gertej, Mark S, Jellybean. I'm going to get some food. I don't know if I should have some cereal, if I should go for a walk. I'm nowhere near my 10K steps today. I am... Oh, my goodness. That is not a very good step count. That's what happens when you don't do shit all day. Anyways, thanks for calling, guys. I'll